Hello, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. As we do sometimes, today we're going to look at some brews from the major Japanese breweries. Sometimes they put out a number of beers every year, and I like to keep up with them and see what they're doing. Sometimes the results are great, sometimes the results are not, but it is a fact that they are all four Japanese breweries, and that includes Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, and Suntory. Some people add Orion, but they're owned by Asahi, Orion in Okinawa. These breweries are all, exceptionally good brewers, and they can make probably anything they want to. Kind of proof of that is if you've ever had Asahi Stout. It's absolutely an exceptional, unusual stout, which actually includes Brett yeast in it. And their lagers are generally clean and clear. Some of the best ones are just wonderful. And unlike the situation in many countries where the large brewers put out junk or cut corners on ingredients, perhaps don't use the best quality, in Japan, generally they do use the best ingredients they can find, and the quality is not bad. So Japanese lager compares very favorably with any say Euro lager, or certainly with the major lagers in the United States, like say Budweiser or Bud Light. And so we're going to take a look today at some beer from Kirin, and this is a series of 6 beers we're going to look at. It's called the Ichiban Shibori series, and today we're going to look at the first one, and then we will look at 5 others. Ichiban Shibori came out in 1990. It was a kind of competition with Asahi Super Dry, which was produced in 1987. And Asahi Super Dry was a beer designed to have very low mouthfeel and to finish crisp and dry. A super attenuated beer, in other words. But of course many people, including myself, find those beers very light and watery. Asahi Super Dry was, and I don't know if it still is, the most popular beer in Japan. You can find it anywhere. It's kind of the Budweiser for beer geeks in Japan, the beer to make fun of. It's not terrible, but it's just not a great beer. In any case, Asahi brought out Ichiban Shibori in 1990, and the name Ichiban Shibori means first press, the first press. And on their website, they make the claim that most brewers blend their first and second press. So the first is supposedly clean and pure, and the second one is bitter and bodied. And one of the goals of these beers is to have low, very light body. But actually, it's not a press. What it really is they're talking about is sparging. So the wort is drawn off, and then water is sprinkled over the wort that has been drained already for a second rinse, kind of, which is sparging. So there's actually no pressure. It's not like wine where they're pressing the grapes out, that sort of thing. So it's a gravity thing. Any case, we're going to look at 6 of these beers, and in order, you will see the picture which I had at the beginning, and that's the way we're going to do them. And the first one will be Kirin Ichiban Shibori, the first one they brought out. Okay, and now let's take a look at this first one, which is simply called Ichiban Shibori. And this was the only one they had for a number of years. This beer is considered to be a pale lager, North American rice, but it doesn't actually include rice. So it is an all malt beer on RateBeer. It's called Kirin Ichiban, which is actually just the first part here, Ichiban, but the full name is Ichiban Shibori. And as we said, it means first press, but it's not actually a press. It's just simply the fact they claim that they don't use sparging, which is putting hot water over the drained wort grains to get out more of the sugars. And on RateBeer, this one has 2,653 ratings, an average rating of 2.35, not terribly high, 5 percentile for all beers, and 57% for its style, which is pale lager North American rice or international. And it first came out, it was first rated in the year 2000. I think, I'm not sure when RateBeer started, but this has been around since 1990. On Untapped, this one has 284,000 ratings, an average of 3.12 out of 5, so quite a bit higher than the average RateBeer rating. I have rated this before. I gave it a 2.8 out of 5. Let's give it a go. It might be better. No, I haven't had this for a long time. Okay, so one thing you always say about Japanese major beers, their premium products are wonderful looking. This is completely clear, medium gold straw color with about a half a finger of very fine beaded head. Put it through the light and see what we get. Okay, so you can see the kind of gentle carbonation rising off of this. And aroma. Okay, it does have a kind of light pale malt. Maybe a tiny bit of caramel, not much. Some citrus. Smells very clean and smooth. Nothing disturbing the nose whatsoever in any direction. It's kind of like a beer cookie, maybe, with some citrus spritz on the top. Okay, yeah, and it starts off malty, mildly malty. Clean, clear, kind of medium maltiness. Doesn't really dominate in one sense. The hops are supposedly Czech hops. That's what they announced. They don't tout them here anywhere, but supposedly they're Czech hops. And this is smooth, lightly malty. Very gentle hoppiness from mid-palate to the finish. No bitter tracks, really. So this is a much better beer, I think, than Asahi Super Dry. It's extremely drinkable. Nothing offensive, nothing great, except for the appearance, the color. You know, these wonderful color that all Japanese major beers seem to have. This appearance is so important in Japanese culture. Once again, this is Kirin's answer to Asahi Super Dry, and if this were a test, Asahi would fail and Kirin would pass with this answer. And so it's 100% malt, as they say here. It's not a rice lager, as you might see on RateBeer. Give it a go. You know, if you've never had it before, give it a try. You can find this almost anywhere in Japan, any store, any convenience store, supermarket, liquor store. It's one of the most common beers you'll find in Japan. Kirin Ichiban Shibori, 5%. Okay, well, that's it for today. We're going to look at another Kirin Ichiban Shibori series beer in our next video. I hope you're along for that. Let me know what you think of Kirin Ichiban Shibori, if you've had it, or Kirin beers in general, or anything about beer in general. I'd like to hear from you, and I do reply. Hope you're doing well in these hard days. Take care. Bye-bye.